We're standing again, but we're not yet running the way America should. Wages still aren't rising for most people. The cost of everything from college to prescription drugs keeps going up. Inequality is still too big a problem. And you know, in America, if you work hard and you do your part, you should be able to get ahead and stay ahead. That is the basic bargain of this country. You know, that's the promise that my grandfather believed in when he went to work every day in the Scranton lace mills. I'm the granddaughter of a factory worker who believed in America and that life could be better for his children, and it was. His 3 sons went to college. My dad, after serving in the Navy in World War II, he started a small business. He saved and he sacrificed because he believed his small business, printing fabric in Chicago, could provide us with a middle-class life. And you know what? It did. And now, within 3 generations, from that factory worker to that small business owner, I'm standing here asking for your support to be president of this great country that we love. And so, that is what we are fighting for as Democrats. We are fighting to make sure that dream, that promise, is just as vital and real tomorrow and the years later as it was for my grandfather and my father. You know, when my husband put people first, in the 1992 campaign, where New Hampshire was so supportive, when he got into the White House, he realized that he had inherited real economic problems from his Republican predecessors. That seems to happen. Have you noticed? You know, I say this without trying to be partisan or personal, but the economy just works better when we have a Democrat in the White House. And so, after 8 years of hard work, a lot of political heavy lifting, the end of Bill's second term, there was a really important set of statistics that represented the progress we made. 23 million new jobs, a balanced budget. But you know what was most important to me? For the first time in decades, everybody benefited, not just those at the top, but people in the middle, people at the bottom. Everybody saw their incomes go up. You know, I went to the Senate. The good people of New York sent me to the Senate in 2001. And I was excited because I thought, look at what we've accomplished. We have turned around the economy. We have taken control over our fiscal future. Just think of what we could have done with that balanced budget and a surplus. We could have made Social Security solvent for as far as the eye could see. We could have invested in education and science and research to make us smarter and stronger and richer. But you know what happened. The Republicans went back to trickle-down economics. One of the worst ideas ever to come out of the 1980s, right along with big hair. They took their eyes off the financial markets, took their eyes off the mortgage markets, and President Obama inherited an even bigger mess. I remember when he called me right after the election, asked me to come see him in Chicago. I didn't know why at the time. Turned out he wanted to ask me to be Secretary of State, but when I got there, what he wanted to talk about was how dangerous the economic situation was. He said, it's so much worse than they told us. He was worried about a great depression, not just a great recession. And he had to really work hard. Under his leadership, and thanks to the sacrifice of so many Americans, we pulled back from the brink of depression, saved the auto industry, curbed Wall Street abuses, and provided health care to 16 million people. Now, the only way that the Republicans can win is if they count on collective amnesia from the American people. President Obama deserves a lot more credit than he gets for helping us avoid an economic catastrophe. And I know it's very inconvenient for our Republican friends, but the facts do speak for themselves. Economic growth is stronger under Democratic presidents. Unemployment is lower. The stock market rises faster. Businesses do better, and deficits are smaller. And one of my favorite inconvenient facts, under Republicans, recessions happen 4 times as frequently as under Democrats. So one would have to wonder, why would anybody who cares about the economy, which is all of us, why would anybody who cares about seeing paychecks rise again, fighting inequality, raising the minimum wage, dealing with the challenges that confront us, believe that going back to the failed policies of trickle-down economics would help anybody except for those people at the top?